old David Blaine. We just watched this at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The son of a bitch strapped himself to 52 balloons, including one test trial airplane that was in there.
Yeah.
Had a hoodie and pants on, sunglasses on, 2-3 cameras surrounding him, and a handheld camera. Strapped himself to 52 helium balloons, including a test airplane, and went up to 24,000 feet. Okay? The son of a bitch went up to 24,000 feet, basically. Now, granted, the build-up was very uneventful, I will say. Very, very uneventful, because everything went so smooth, because that's what David Blaine does. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what David Blaine does. I think at one point they were trying to sell that he was holding on to the thing, but it was clearly that he had a harness. I think they said that. YouTube was a YouTube original. He goes up 24,000 feet. He's got an oxygen tank that dropped out of the one balloon somehow. And he's breathing in. And then he just pulls like a ripcord, as if you're at like a roller coaster or an amusement park, and they have that swing thing, and they're like, 3, 2, 1, fly! And then they tell you to pull the thing, but really that doesn't mean anything because they're pulling the thing.
Right.
So even if you do that, they're pulling it for you. So you're kind of going, and then you fly by, and there's normally 3 packed in there. And if you have wide thighs, you kind of lose a ball for a little bit. That whole thing. Not speaking from experience, just potential options for people. He did that off of this balloon thing as if it was the movie Up, and he just drops to the sky through the sky. I will say, the moment where he was falling from like 24,000 feet to probably 13,000 feet looked wild. Yeah. I mean, he was just a body, a sack of bones just tumbling through the sky. Okay, just completely just boom, 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 boom. Then at like 7,000 feet or something, he pulls his parachute. Safety, here we are. Now we got to find a nice sandy ravine to go down there. Big thanks to David Blaine for like 47. That's a bit dramatic.
Crazy.
Well,
no.
See, that's a bit dramatic right there. Because this is a guy who, he put himself in an ice block for like 10 years or something like that. He held his breath for 2 Seinfeld episodes or something like that. Maybe. The guy has done insane shit in the past.
He has fish in his body at all times.
Yeah, he's regurgitated a goldfish more than numerous times on late. I mean, he's an incredible card trick. I mean, David Blaine, legend, right? And I think that's why we were captivated by it. But he's so talented in these situations. Today just went very, very smooth. Now, I will say it was much more dangerous than that fucking Nick Wallenda guy that we have to watch.
True.
Nick Wallenda, he gets these primetime specials, and it's always something. They're like death-defying stunt, and I get excited because I like seeing people, overcome fears and do insane stuff. And you turn it on, and this guy, because he's so good, he's basically just walking on his tippy toes having a good time. And then you notice quickly, right behind him, that if he was to fail, he would just be bungee jumping because he's completely attached to something. It's like, hey, Evel Knievel sent it.
Yeah.
Evel Knievel. The reason why these daredevils have it is because Evel Knievel, who I believe is related to Adam Vinatieri somehow, that son of a bitch was trying to die.
Yeah.
He was heavy box. He was jumping heavy box. And he was sending himself in there. And there was a chance. And we grew up on the Jackass days. There was numerous times Johnny Knoxville was trying to kill himself out there. Steve-O was trying to kill himself out there. So whenever you see Nick Wallenda getting these primetime specials and he's got like a strap on himself or whatever, the worst case scenario is, you get the bungee jump over Niagara Falls. Not that I would be willing to do that, but I know there's like 40,000 people on the internet that would be like, I would do that immediately for content. This one, when his body was just
humbling,
there was a moment of there like, is David Blaine going to be all right? And then he got the thing on, and we're like, okay, David Blaine's going to be all right. And then he's like, well, where is the telephone wires? And they're like, there's a small batch to your left. And you could hear there was a little pain. Hey, where? There's a little bit of that. It was a cool 47 minutes. Very thankful for David Blaine. But if you stack this in the David Blaine against David Blaine, incredible things that he's done. I'm not sure this is in the top 3 spots, but it's still great to see David Blaine still got a little bit of a fastball, and that was whenever his body was hurling through Earth faster than the body's supposed to travel.
No, it goes like in degrees of dangerousness. It goes Nick Wallenda, kids who jump on trampolines, David Blaine, skydivers, and then Felix Baumgartner way at the top.
So Felix Baumgartner, this guy, he went 128,000 feet
up to the stratosphere.
And he passed out.
He did, yes.
And his body was tumbling.
Was nothing more than a sack of bones.
Almost disintegrated.
And by the way, Felix Baumgartner, badass American.
Oh, yeah.
Survived, not American.
He's Austrian.
Badass Austrian.
Badass.
Survived.
The only one.
And by the way, there was real moments in that where you're watching and you're going, he's not going to fucking make it. It looks like that guy is out on his feet. And he was. And there was a chance that was going to happen to David Blaine, but he's too mentally tough. I think his body's too tough for that to happen.